Welcome everyone. You're going to start by lying down onto your mat. Adjust yourself until you feel comfortable. And then bring your knees into your chest and give them a good squeeze. Either just bringing knees to chest or having your knees slightly open so they're more towards your armpits. Sink the shoulders. Let your arms sink as well. And if it feels comfortable for you, you're welcome to rock gently from side to side. Give your back and your shoulders a little bit of a massage out. So make sure that your face is relaxed as you do this. And then dropping your feet down to the floor. And you keep your knees bent and pointing to the ceiling. And moving with your breath on an exhale, bring one knee to chest. As you breathe in, taking foot to the floor. As you breathe out, other knee comes to your chest. And you just keep alternating side to side in your own time. Each exhale, squeezing the belly so that you get all the breath out. And keeping the shoulders down, keeping your shoulders relaxed as you do this. They can tend to hunch up a little bit towards your chest, tightening the chest, tightening your neck and shoulders. Next time you put your foot down on the floor, stay there, drop your arms to the ground as well, and take your feet a little bit wider. So feet to the edges of the mat, and gently roll your knees side to side with your breath. Each out breath, thighs and knees roll down to one side, each in breath rolling up to center. All in your own time, fully relaxing into your chest so that you can breathe easily. Check those shoulders again. Keep the shoulders dropping down. Fully relax your throat and your neck. Check in with the muscles of your face. Check that they are relaxed as well. Now next time your knees lift, we keep them there. And you slide your legs straight on the floor with the feet together. Flex your ankles, pulling your toes up towards your knees. And on an exhale, bring your right knee into your chest. You're going to hold onto the shin or the knee or even the back of the thigh. And then once more, dropping the shoulders, sinking the arms to help release your neck. We're stretching into your left heel, making that left leg really long. And keep trying to press down with the back of the knee and the back of the thigh. We're going to straighten out the right leg and change. Bring the left knee up. Once more, sink the shoulders, relax your chest, and stretch into your right heel. So making the right leg really nice and long. With each exhale, maybe drawing that left thigh in a little bit closer towards your body. And then bringing your right knee into your chest again as well. So once more, you're hugging both shins. Once more, you're welcome to rock a little bit. And then placing feet on the floor again, feet on the edges of the mat, and roll those knees side to side. Once more, moving with your breath. We're holding the knees over to the left. And if you want to, you can bring your left foot up onto your right thigh or your right knee. Allow your hips to feel really heavy, sinking them down fully into the mat. And noticing your breath. We'll roll those knees up to center and over to the right. Again, right foot can come up onto your left thigh or your knee. Soften your belly. Sink the shoulders down to the floor. Nice and heavy in the back of your head as well. And then rolling those knees up to center. And slide your feet in to touch each other. And drop the knees open into a Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet facing each other. We're bringing hands onto the ribs or even a little bit lower onto your belly if that's comfortable for you. And if Baddha Konasana doesn't feel good, you can always lift those knees again, take the feet apart, and drop the knees and thighs in to touch each other. We're softening the belly. And the other option is to have your legs straight on the floor. And we're going to do some breathing. So you can let those feet relax, but the hands are still on the body so that you can feel your body move as you breathe. So either hands on the belly or hands on the ribs. And relax your shoulders and start to observe your breath flow. The hands are on the body so that you can come into your full deep belly yogic breath. You want to come into our relaxation breathing, our anti-anxiety breath. And the best way to encourage that is to feel your body with your hands to make sure that you're fully lifting and lowering your tummy each time you breathe in and out. And now you're also going to start to give your breath a count. So as you breathe in, you start at 1 and you count up until the end of the inhale. And as you breathe out, you start at 1 again. You make the in-breath and the out-breath the same count. So we're coming into equal breath. And if it's easy for you, you're welcome to make that out-breath 1 or 2 counts longer than your in-breath. It will really start to wake up the relaxation response in your nervous system. And make sure that you're fully relaxed in the shoulders, sinking them down a little bit deeper each time you breathe out. Relaxing all the muscles in your face. And staying with your count. And now reaching down with your arms and interlacing your fingers, turning your palms to your toes. As you breathe in, you sweep your arms up over the top of your head. And as you breathe out, sweeping the arms over the front of your body until palms face your toes again. And taking a few nice, deep, long breaths as you move. So you lift the arms so high over your head as feels comfortable in your neck and shoulders. Elbows can be bent or straight. Each inhale lifting, each exhale lowering the arms down your body. And then dropping arms down to your sides. We're going to take a twist, so you can bend your left knee up, roll that left thigh over the right thigh. Make sure that your left shoulder stays grounded, pointing your nose straight up to the ceiling to allow for the full relaxing of your neck. And relax that right leg and foot as well. And the belly can stay soft. Unless you feel a little bit uncomfortable in the lower back when you do twists, then you keep that belly nice and tight each time you breathe in, as well as each time you breathe out. You keep flattening down into your upper back, sinking the shoulders flat on the mat. And then rolling that left leg up to center. You bend the right knee, twist the right thigh over the left to the other side. Still keeping your chest square to the ceiling. Those left toes can flop over, left leg can fully relax. And just like your deep belly yogic breath, you're still noticing your breath here. Keeping the breath gentle and even. So we're still working to calm the nervous system. And then gently rolling yourself back to center. And once more, you're going to bring your knees into your chest, maybe rocking a little bit from left to right. You're always taking care to soften the chest and keep the shoulders down. And then centering on your spine, you gently rock yourself up to sitting. Ready to come to a tall, straight back with crossed ankles, bringing hands together at your chest. As you breathe in, you reach the arms straight up over your head, and as you exhale, reaching the arms wide in a circle about you. As you breathe in, arms reach back up again. As you exhale, bringing hands to chest, and you move in your own time. So if your breath cycle is a little bit shorter, you'll be going a little bit faster. If your breaths are longer and deeper, you'll be moving quite slowly here. So you move in your own time. Don't necessarily copy me. You can have your eyes open or closed. Keep sinking the knees. And each time you breathe in, lifting up a little bit higher with your chest and through the top of your head. And now next time your arms reach down, you take them back behind you and interlace your fingers and stretch the chest and shoulders open a little bit more. Either staying like that or gently dropping your chin to your throat. Get a little bit more stretch in the back of the neck. Keep that chest lifting high, even though your chin and nose are pointing down. Make sure you don't start to round the spine. Now we're going to keep chin tucked, and you can release your hands, bringing the arms forward. Spine stays straight and tall, and as you breathe in, chin lifts, and as you breathe out, chin lowers back to where you started. Again, going in your own time, keeping the chest spread wide and the shoulders rolling back away from your chest. Nice full deep breaths each time you lift and lower. Now next time you drop your chin to your throat, pause a moment. We're going to move into some head circles. We'll roll in one direction. And if you can't do a full circle, you just do whatever you can. So it's not the shape that's important, it's the movement that is important. And once again, that you're coordinating your movement with your breath. Inhale lifts your nose and your forehead up and over. Your exhale circles your chin down and under. Check that those shoulders are soft. Don't let them hunch up towards your ears and your neck. And then change and circle around in the opposite direction. Fully relaxing all the muscles in your face. Cheeks are soft. Lips and mouth are relaxed. And relaxing the jaw as well. Don't let your teeth clench. Check those shoulders are still drawing back away from your chest. Keep noticing the breath. Next time your chin drops to your throat, we pause there a moment. And on an inhale, lifting your face. Now you're going to stretch your legs straight out in front of you. We bend the right knee out, placing your foot on the floor in front of your right hip. And we're taking a twist around towards the right. Now just check that your pelvis is square and both sits bones on the mat. You're not tipping over onto the left leg and the left sits bone. Stretching that left leg straight, pressing your heel forward and flexing the ankle, pulling your toes up towards your knee. You're hugging onto your right leg with your left hand or your left arm. And if by some chance you take your arm to the outside of your leg, just keep that left shoulder soft. Okay, circling forwards and now taking it to the other side. So left knee bends up, right leg is straight, flexing the right ankle. Make sure those right toes don't flop out to the right. Now, each time you breathe in, chest lifts so that you're lengthening your spine, still softening the shoulders down and back away from your ears and your chest. But don't press down with the shoulders, just let them sink gently each time you breathe out. And you keep your back up straight and tall as you untwist. And now we're going to come into cross ankles again. So lift your heart up high, and we're going to move from side to side with a breath, breathing one arm up. You tip over to the side, sweeping arm over your head, and then coming back to center again and taking it to the other side. So inhale brings you to center, exhale sweeps your arm over. Just check that the hips are heavy and you're not rocking your thighs from side to side. Both knees stay gently pressing down. And now we're going to hold it over to one side. And make sure that you are lengthening evenly through both sides of your neck. Don't drop your ear down to one shoulder and crunch in that side of the neck, overstretching the other side. Lengthening through both sides. And on an inhale, coming up to center, breathe the other arm up, and on an exhale, take it to the other side. Once you've tipped over in the upper body, you check the pelvis again. You're dropping down heavily into each hip, dropping down heavily into both thighs, knees, shins, and ankles, so that you're well grounded here. And coming back up to center. We're going to stretch those legs out again, starting with feet touching, ankles flexed. Let's bend that right knee up once more, this time crossing that right foot over your left thigh. Make sure you don't lift your right bum off the ground. Press that right butt firmly down into the mat. Lifting the hip off the floor is going to tighten your back and tighten your shoulders and your chest. So keep the sits bone down. And turning your head either to point forwards or to the right, or looking back over your right shoulder. But now working with your breath to lengthen the chest up, lengthen the spine up, so that lift happens on your in-breaths. Exhale, sinking the hips. We circle forwards, and bend your left knee up and cross the left foot over the right thigh. Once again, keeping the left sits bone and bum down on the floor. Heart lifts up. Shoulders stay relaxed as you swivel around to the other side. Just check in with the foot on the straight leg. You're pressing the heel forward, pulling your toes up towards your knee, not flopping your foot out to the side. That makes a difference in where you release here and where you tighten. So we want to keep the tightening in places where we want it, not places where you don't want it. And then circling forwards again, and do your legs. And from there we're going to come into a Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of the feet together, lifting the heart high, maybe rocking a little bit or bouncing the knees. And taking your left hand over your right ankle and circling your right arm back behind you. And try not to hold onto the knee or the shin, because that's going to lift the leg and tighten in the groin. Rather hold the ankle, and also preferably not over the toes. So we want those baby toes to be on the floor. With each exhale, softening the groins down, feeling the thighs grow a little bit heavier, but with each inhale, lifting through the chest, lifting through the top of your head. And you keep that lift as you gently twist forwards and circle it around to the other side. So again, preferably holding at the ankle so that the knees can fully drop to release the groins and the outer hips. Each in-breath, lifting through the sides of the neck and the tips of the ears. Each out-breath, feeling the heaviness and the sink into the lower part of your body. And then rotating forwards again, and we're going to stretch the legs straight and then open them out into a V shape. So once those legs are open, and it doesn't have to be very wide, and the knees can be bent, we're to come into eagle arms, wrapping the left arm underneath the right, and try not to lean your arms to one side. So keeping those forearms directly in front of your face, and then lifting the elbows up away from the floor, and not dropping your hands or your thumbs towards your forehead. So fingers go straight up. And we check in with those feet as well. So the feet are flexed, heels pushed down into the ground. Release the arms so you can shake them out a bit, and then change, taking right arm underneath the left. Once again, don't lean the arms to the side, keep them pointing straight up as you lift the elbows and the fingertips. So hands move forwards away from your forehead to increase the stretch in your upper back. And just relax those neck muscles, relax your face muscles. Keep the legs strong and active. Feet are still flexed. Release the arms down. Take a few rolls of the shoulders, nice and relaxed in elbows and wrists. And then reaching your arms out to the side. And we're going to do what you did with crossed legs, breathing arms over side to side. In-breath lifts one arm up, takes it over as you exhale. In-breath brings you back up to center. Exhale takes you to the other side. Just keep moving in your own time with your own breath. If your breaths are longer, you're going to have slower movements. And now next time you hold over to the side, staying there with the breath, and don't flop those feet, keep the toes straight up. Keep pressing the heels into the ground to firm the leg muscles, and check that you've got even weight into both sides of your pelvis. And you breathe yourself up to center. On an exhale, tipping to the opposite side. Keep noticing your breath as you hold your pose. Keep lengthening evenly through both sides of your neck. Don't drop your head down towards your bottom shoulder. And then with your breath, we're going to come back up to center. And you bring the legs in. And from here, rolling over onto your hands and your knees, facing the front of your mat. Once you're on all fours, we'll take some cats and cows. As you breathe in, chest sinks down. As you breathe out, spine rounds up. Check that you've got spaces between the fingers, palms and fingers flat on the floor, arms directly underneath your shoulders so the shoulders are supported. Hips directly over the knees so that the hips and the knees are both supported as well. Full deep breaths in and out to get the full release in the chest and the back. Okay, coming to flat back, we're going to twist with the breath. As you breathe in, lift your right arm. As you breathe out, twist through, shoulder to the ground, as close as you can get it. Each time you breathe in, keeping your belly nice and tight. Each time you twist through, keeping that belly tight. Now we're going to hold the twist, shoulder down, either left hand stays in front of your face or reaching that arm over your head. Left palm on the floor. Make sure you're not leaning your hips back or forwards or off to one side. Making your way back up onto your palms. And we'll take the other arm through. Inhale to lift the left arm. As you exhale, twisting through and under in your own time. Keeping those shins and feet heavy on the mat. Belly squeezes tight with each exhale. And then holding the twist. Maybe sliding your right palm forwards over the crown of your head, but keep it on the mat. Keep noticing the breath move in and out. And sliding that right palm back, make your way up onto your hands. Or keep the hips over the knees as you slide the palms forward into a baby down dog. If you feel you need to, you can drop elbows to the floor, or you can keep them lifted. Make sure that your neck feels comfortable, your shoulders and your upper back and the back of the neck feel comfortable here. Making your way back up onto palms. Now we're going to tuck toes under, lift the knees, and press yourself up into downwards facing dog. Once you're in your down dog, just check those palms and fingers are aligned. You're not turning the hands out. You can pedal the knees out if that's comfortable for you. You're rolling the hips, maybe even rolling the shoulders. Or just keeping the legs still and giving it a good squeeze down into both heels at the same time. Keep noticing the flow of the breath in and out. And then walking your feet forwards to the top of your mat. Check that the feet are parallel. So those big toes will be turned in slightly. The parallel is the outer edges of the feet, not the inner edges. Then maybe holding your elbows, just hanging down. Your knees can be bent or straight, that's up to you. Do what feels most comfortable to release your back and the backs of your legs. Fully softening the sides, back of the neck and throat. And then release the arms down, and we're going to float up and down with the breath. So as you breathe in, sweeping your arms out to the side and up over your head. As you breathe out, circling out to the side with the arms again and folding down. All in your own time. Following the rhythm of your own breath. Full circles to open the shoulders and the chest. Now next time you fall down, we're going to stay in the forward bend and move into some Surya Namaskar. So you lengthen with the chest, make your way back into your downwards facing dog. From down dog on your inhale, coming forwards to plank and then lowering yourself down. And either lifting into a cobra or into a full upwards facing dog on your inhale. From there, pressing back to hold your down dog. Check that the feet are aligned and you're not turning your heels in. Hands are at least as wide as your shoulders, or wider. And making your way forwards to the top of the mat, sink down into your forward bend. And then as you breathe in, sweeping all the way up. Exhaling, hands to your chest. As you breathe in, reach up again. Exhale, fold you down. Lengthen the spine, half lift. And make your way back into your down dog again. On the inhale, coming forwards to plank. Lowering down with the exhale. In-breath to roll into your back bend. Exhaling to lift the hips and press back with the thighs. Check that your ears are on about the level of your upper arms so that you're lengthening your neck. And taking your feet forwards to the top of the mat, and as you exhale, sink deeper into your forward bend. On the inhale, circling all the way up. Exhaling, hands to center. Once more on the in-breath, stretch overhead. Exhale and bow down over thighs, nice and deep. Then lengthen and make your way back into your downwards facing dog. In your own time, flowing forwards into your plank and then down. Rolling the chest up as you breathe in. Pressing from the front of the pelvis to lift the hips up to downwards facing dog. Coming back to those long, even breaths that you had when you were lying on your back, doing your belly breath. Now making your way forwards to the top of your mat again. And from your standing forward bend, we're going to take the left leg back into a lunge. So step your foot back far enough that you can get your front knee over your front heel. Your hands are in line with the right foot, not in front of the line of the toes. Try to have that left leg straight and the heel up nice and high. Then flatten into your spine, stretching the chest forward. And we're dropping that back knee down to the ground, bringing hands onto your right thigh or knee. Each time you breathe in, chest lifts. Each time you breathe out, softening shoulders back and down. Placing palms on the floor, step the left foot forward and change to the other side. Right leg back. Check the alignment of the front knee and shin bone over the left heel. Place the hands in the correct alignment alongside each side of your left foot. And then flatten the back by pressing your chest forwards away from your hips. And we're lowering the back knee down to the mat and bringing hands onto your left thigh or knee. Draw your armpits back away from your chest. Each inhale, the top of the head lifts a little bit higher away from your hips. And placing hands down again, we step the back foot forwards. And we're to come into a wide forward bend and keep facing the same direction. I'm just turning direction so you can see what I'm doing if you need to. And we hook the left fingers over the right ankle or calf. You can either bring your right hand to your right hip or stretch that right arm straight up to the roof over your shoulder. Now, there's 3 directions you can turn your head. You can look to the ground, you can look to the right, or you can look up towards your top thumb. Bring that right arm down and change, hooking fingers over the left leg. Circle the left shoulder up, and either left hand to left hip or left arm straight up to the sky. Again, head turns in the direction that feels most comfortable for you. And we release that left arm down and we're staying in the forward bend. Sweep your arms back behind you, interlace your fingers or clasp your hands. Elbows can stay bent or you can stretch them straight. And fully sink in the top of the head to fully relax the back of your neck. And relax all the muscles in your face as well. And on an in-breath, we lift all the way up to standing. Release your arms. Bring your feet into hip distance apart. On your next in-breath, circling arms all the way up. As you exhale, fold down. We're taking feet out to the sides of the mat again. From there, stepping your left leg back into a high lizard. So your arms are going to be on the inside of your right leg, right knees over the right heel, arms underneath your shoulders. Or if you want to take it a little bit deeper, you walk your hands around to the left side of your mat. But then just check that left heel is still pointing straight up to the roof over your toes. Don't twist the left heel in or out. The left knee points straight to the floor. Walking hands back to center, left foot steps forward, and right leg steps back. Check the alignment of your left knee and shin bone directly over the left heel. That's to keep the knee safe. Either staying with hands under shoulders to center or walking your hands off the right side of your mat. And then just check that that left knee doesn't lean in towards the left side of your body. Keep it over your heel and check that the right heel is straight up over your right toes behind you. Right knee pointing to the floor. Now we're going to keep the feet where they are and just walk your hands around the direction your toes are facing and come into a wide leg forward fold. You have your feet at the width that feels most comfortable for you, and your knees can be bent or straight. Either way, press out with the inner knees. You want to keep the weight on the outer edges of the feet. Back stays nice and straight as you walk up onto your palms. So again, hands under shoulders. We'll turn the heels in a little bit and we'll do some side lunges. So in your own time, going side to side with hips, one knee bends, and then coming to center, bending the other knee, moving with your breath. Exhale to the side, inhale back to center. Just check those baby toes and the outer heels are staying on the ground. Again, that helps to keep the knees safe. Okay, coming back to center with the hips and turning feet parallel again. We'll bring your left hand directly underneath your face and twist your right arm straight up to the roof over your shoulder. You don't have to keep the arm up, you can bring that right hand onto your right hip. That's a nice way to feel if the pelvis is tilted a little bit. We want to keep the pelvis nice and square. Circling the right hand down and twisting the left arm up. So again, left hand can come to the left hip or straight up over the shoulder. Now bringing that left arm down, you reach out for either both ankles or both calves, or even holding on to knees or thighs with both hands. Keep lengthening your chest down towards your mat. And as the head sinks, the shoulders lift slightly up in the opposite direction to keep the neck spacious. Inhale, you're going to lift yourself all the way up to center, and from here we're going to move into a triangle pose. So turning your left toes open, with an inhale stretch your arms wide apart, and on an exhale fold over to the left. So your hand can be on your shin, can be on your ankle, or if you're a little bit deeper you can have fingertips or palm on the floor. And reaching that right arm straight up towards the ceiling. And you can either look to the ground or look forwards in the direction of your chest, or turn to look up towards your right thumb. And check that the neck and the head are not dropping down towards the bottom shoulder. And lift up to center and either bring right hand to hip or right hand to your right thigh and arch it back into a reverse triangle. We're still lengthening through both sides of the neck and letting the shoulders sink away from the ears. Keep noticing your breath as you lift back up to center, and with an exhale fold back over into your triangle. And we're going to circle that top arm around, moving with the breath. Inhale lifts the arm up, exhale circles it down. Legs stay strong, so squeeze the thigh and calf muscles tight to the leg bones. And then change and circle your top arm around in the opposite direction. Still moving with the breath. And now next time you reach your arm over your head, we're going to hold it there and give it a full, long side body stretch open. If you can, we want to try and get that right elbow nice and straight in the lifted arm. And then on an inhale, coming all the way up to center, we take it to the other side, turning the left toes in fully, and then turning your right toes towards the top of the mat. Arms inhale wide, on your exhale tipping over, either right hand to your shin or your ankle or to the ground, and that might be different on each side, and that's okay. So we're moving shoulders back away from your chest, squaring the chest to the side of your mat. On an inhale, lifting all the way up, we take it to that reverse triangle, either hand to hip or hand to thigh, your choice. Stretch open the right side of your body. Coming back up to center with the arms wide. On an exhale, fold back over, either hand to shin, ankle, or the floor. And then rotating that arm, the top arm with the breath. Inhale up and over, exhale down and under. Full long breaths. Try not to turn your chest to face the floor. And then circling your arm around in the opposite direction. Keep the legs strong. Then we're going to keep that left arm stretching out over your head. Once more, trying to keep the elbow nice and straight. Keep noticing the breath move in and out through the nose. On an inhale, coming all the way up to center. Turn the feet parallel and then either heel toe, step or hop your feet together. And make your way back up to the top of your mat. So feet hip distance apart, shoulders roll back. And on an inhale, circling arms overhead. As you exhale, wide circle into the forward bend. And from here, we're going to go back into a lunge, stepping the left leg back, dropping your knee to the floor. And then when hanging arms by the sides, relax your wrists and palms and take a few shoulder rolls. Once you've done that, we keep the shoulders back and reach your arms back as well. Interlace fingers or clasp hands. Fully open your chest. Each time you breathe in, lifting your back ribs up away from your lower back. And then let's take it into a half split. So you drop your hands to the ground, move your left thigh over your left knee and stretch your right leg straight. So flex that right ankle, either staying on fingertips. You can even have your hands on your shin or your ankle here, or if you're able to fold a little bit deeper, you can reach the arms forwards or even out to the sides. We're trying to flatten the spine out. And the way you flatten your back here is you lengthen your chest forwards towards your right shin and ankle. Just keep pulling your toes up. Then we're going to lunge it forwards again and come into a low lizard. So right foot moves out towards the right side of your mat. Right arm comes on the inside of that right knee and shin. And either staying with the arms directly underneath your shoulders, or if you're a little bit more open, you're welcome to take elbows to the ground. But if you're doing elbows to the ground, make sure both arms are doing the same thing. Don't lean down into your left elbow and then maybe the right elbow is hovering a little bit. Lifting your back knee up, we'll step forwards to the top of the mat and then change over to the other side. So we're going to drop the right knee to the floor, low lunge, and take a few shoulder rolls. Keeping the shoulders back away from your chest, and you reach your arms back behind you, find your hands. Elbows can be stay bent or they can straighten. Each in-breath lengthens your back body up and lifts the chest. Okay, moving into your half splits on the side. Right thigh is over the right knee. Left leg as straight as you can get it, but flex that left ankle. Pull the toes all the way up towards your left shin and knee. Each time you breathe in, lengthen your chest forward away from your pelvis to help flatten your spine. Keep noticing those breaths. Making our way into our low lizard. So you lunge the pelvis forward, get your left knee over your left heel. Either arms straight under the shoulders or taking forearms to the mat. Again, both arms doing exactly the same thing here. And then lifting that back knee up. This time you're stepping back into a downwards facing dog. Just give it a nice good stretch back there into the heels. Heels are hiding behind your ankles. Neck and throat are relaxed. And coming forwards into plank and lowering yourself flat down onto the ground. We're going to come into a Sphinx pose, elbows under shoulders, forearms parallel, and allowing your forehead and your chin to drop down so the back of the neck releases. Soften into all the muscles in your face and your forehead, sides of the neck and the throat. If elbows under shoulders doesn't feel good, you can always slide the forearms further forwards, not further back, to let the chest lower closer to the mat. And taking a few gentle head rolls of chin from side to side, but keep that chin tucked in towards your throat. So if your eyes are open, you're looking back towards your chest now. And then hanging your forehead to center again. Relax a little bit more into your chest. And lowering your forehead down to rest on forearms or hands. You're going to reach back with your left hand for your left ankle, bringing your heel towards your body. Just make sure in your half frog that you're not pointing your left knee out to the side. Keep that left knee in line, straight back down the mat with your left hip and shoulder. Just fully sink down into the front of your body. And then letting go of that foot and change over to the other side, holding on to right foot with right hand. Relax the chest, relax into armpits, soften your upper back. And letting go of your right foot and just staying there for a few breaths. And now you're going to make your way onto your hands and knees and keep facing your head towards the top of your mat. We're going to come into a half a baby down dog, stepping left leg out to the left. Line that left heel up with your right knee. Keep the baby toe flat on the floor and the inner ankle lifting high. Right hip and thigh directly over the right knee. And sliding your arms forwards. You're welcome to drop the elbows to the floor. It's fine if your head is hanging in the air or forehead is on the ground. Just keep that left leg nice and straight, pressing up with the inner left knee. Walking back up onto your palms, we take left knee to the floor, then reaching your right leg out. Again, just check the right heel is in line with the left knee or further forwards in the direction of your head. Left thigh and hip directly over the left knee, then sliding the arms forward. Fully relax the back of your neck. Check in with that right inner ankle, that it's pushing up away from the floor and also pushing up with your inner knee. Making your way back up onto your palms and then onto both knees. And from here, we're going to come down to sitting, stretching your legs straight out in front of you. Now we're going to come into a Janu Shirshasana, bringing your left foot up the inside of your right thigh and letting the knee drop down to the floor. Flex your right ankle and keep your right heel on the floor so you don't compromise your knee. And reaching forwards either for your shin or for the floor or hands on your right foot. Check that the shoulders are square. Don't lean to the left or the right. Just balance out your chest over that right leg. And if you're all the way down, you can bend the elbows and pull them out away from your head rather than flopping them to the floor. It will help you to flatten out your spine. Notice your breath. And on an inhale, come all the way up. I change it over to the other side. Left leg straight, right foot to the inside of your left thigh, and letting that right knee sink down. Don't drop that left foot over to the floor. Keep the toes straight up to the roof. With an inhale, reaching forwards. On an exhale, sinking down. Once again, checking the squareness of the shoulders and your chest. Balance out the weight in your pelvis and your hips. Keep watching your breath flow in and out. And coming all the way up with the breath and stretching both legs out in front of you. And we're going into Ardha Matsyendrasana, bending the left knee up, taking your right foot underneath the left thigh, and careful not to tilt the hips to the side. Keep that left bum down on the ground. And either keeping the foot on the front of the knee or stepping your foot over your leg, and keep the left bum down. Toes can be off the ground, left foot can be flat on the floor. You lift your chest high, and with an exhale, take your twist. With each in-breath, lifting your chest higher, but keep watching those shoulders and drawing them back towards your spine. Lifting with the sides of the neck and the tips of the ears. Keep your chin parallel to the floor, don't tuck it down. Relax your cheeks and your mouth. Now when you untwist, you keep the spine tall and straight. Keep breathing as you derotate yourself and undo your legs. And we bend the right knee up, taking left foot under the right thigh, keeping both hips on the ground. Don't tilt your pelvis. So if you step your foot over your leg, toes can be in the air, but if you put your foot flat on the ground, don't lift your right bum. Keep that right bum on the mat. Chest lifts up high, and with an exhale, swivel to the right. Stay with your breath, relaxing into the chest, but keep lifting your chest high. Each exhale sinking the hips down a little bit lower, particularly on that right side. Spine stays up tall and straight as you untwist yourself and stretching your legs straight out in front of you. Now from here we're going to come into a Baddha Konasana, so bringing both soles up towards your pelvis, soles of the feet facing each other. Make sure that your baby toes stay on the ground here. As you tilt forward, we want to keep the spine flat, not rounded. If you need to, slide your feet further away from you. So feet where it's most comfortable for you and baby toes on the ground. So as you tilt your chest forward, try not to round your back. Keep lengthening the front of the body forwards. And don't hunch those shoulders up towards your ears or towards your chest. Shoulders move back towards the hips. If it's comfortable for you, you're welcome to reach your arms out in front of you. You check that your pelvis and your hips stay down. And let the knees sink with each exhale. And we don't want to feel over tight in the groins. Okay, coming up. I'm going to stretch both legs straight again. Flex the ankles and bring big toes together. Don't flop those feet open. As you fold forward, hands can go to the floor or hands to the shins. But try and keep the spine straight. The more you fold forward, the more your back will want to round. So you have to work extra carefully with the breath. Each in-breath lengthening your chest forward towards your feet. Still keeping those big toes together. And then coming all the way up. And from here we're going to make our way down onto our backs. So you lie down onto your mat and take a few moments to get comfortable. Wiggle yourself around. And then bringing your hands onto your belly again, just like you did at the beginning of the class, so that you can feel that belly move as you breathe. Taking in full, deep inhales, deep, relaxing exhales. Feeling for the full rise and fall of your tummy with each breath in and out. And each time you breathe out, sinking the shoulders, sinking the upper arms, relaxing the legs and the feet, just that little bit more. Notice the heaviness of your out breaths, dropping down into your back body. All the muscles softening away from your bones. Your whole skin over your whole body fully releasing and letting go. Soften the eyelids. Relax your forehead. Relax your cheeks and your mouth, your chin, and soften the line of your jaw from the tips of your ears down to the tip of your chin. Arms rest wherever it's most comfortable for you. Fully letting go now, allowing yourself to completely rest, completely let go.